Despite provisions of the 1903 Defence Act and its 1910 amendment restricting military service to those of substantive European descent, approximately 7,500 First Nations men and women served in the Anglo-Boer War and in both World Wars. They contributed to Australia's military efforts across all three branches of the service and in all theatres of war. Now, this was despite volunteering for a nation that did not recognise them as citizens and for an empire that didn't even include them as their subjects. In 1917, as enlistments declined in the Australian Imperial Force, the Defence Act was amended to allow service by individuals with at least one European ancestor. However, once the personnel shortage had been resolved, the amendment had been repealed. Despite these restrictions, First Nations service members were not segregated. They served alongside their white comrades, receiving equal pay, earning commissions, and being recognized for acts of gallantry. They held combat roles in the Navy, fought as bomber and fighter pilots in the Air Force, and served in the Army in a wide range of professions, from ranks ranging from private to lieutenant colonel. For many, military service offered an experience of equality that they were denied in civilian life. Several veterans noted that in the armed forces, the distinctions of race were set aside, with the Army seeing, quote, not black or white, but green, unquote. Tragically, this equality often disappeared after the wars. Many First Nations veterans could not vote, were excluded from the Returned Services League and from bars except on specific days, and were not recognised as Australian citizens until 1971. The race-based restrictions on military service were abolished in 1949, and since then, First Nations Australians have continued to serve with honour and distinction, participating in every conflict and capacity in which Australian forces have been deployed.